We talked earlier about rotational inertia and how an object's shape affects its ability to spin, but also the axis of rotation affects the spin. So here I have a bicycle wheel. We know that the rotational inertia of a wheel is got most of its mass distributed to the outside. So we consider this to be like a ring or a hoop where it would have a combination of mr squared. However, if we take this wheel and we spin it about an axis that goes from the top to the bottom, so we're just going to spin it in this direction. Remember, if it's got a lot of rotational inertia, an object that has a lot of rotational inertia, rotating wants to keep rotating, not rotating doesn't want to rotate. So if we spin this like this, quite wobbly, eventually that torque goes to take over. However, if we take this wheel and we spin it through an axis of rotation that goes right through the center of the wheel, this way, then we have a much more stable situation. We have a lot more rotational inertia. We have most of the mass very far away from the axis of rotation. We've got it spinning pretty fast. So this spins like a top and it becomes very, very stable. And you'll notice that this bicycle wheel can spin for a long period of time. Same object, but because we've spun it through a different axis of rotation, it has a different amount of rotational inertia and has more rotational inertia here. Here it's all mr squared. Through the other axis, the mass was a little closer because some of the mass was very, very close to the rotational axis and some was further away. So you had a little less, you had a little smaller R value. Here we have a big R value, and so it's very, very stable, more stable than we would expect to see. This will continue for quite a while, and I just wanted you to see the effect of taking the same object and changing the axis of rotation and how that affects how much inertia it has. Remember, things that have a lot of inertia are hard to get going, but once they are going, they follow Newton's first law. An object that's spinning wants to keep spinning. This is why it's much easier for you to stay upright on a bicycle when the wheels are spinning than it is when the wheels are not.